Right, welcome back to Game 3 of the 1941 World Series replay. This will be using the game On Base Baseball, and this is from the new 1941 On Base Baseball set, which you can pick up at clarkandaddisongaming.com. The set is free for you to download and try On Base Baseball. It's a complete 1941 season. You'll get all of the player cards plus the player roster sheets. And in this series, I'm playing for the roster sheets, which look like this. So I've got the Dodgers batters on one side, the Yankees on one side, the pitchers, one on each side as well. And you could just as easily put each team on the same piece of paper. They are separated by batters. There's a file for batters and a file for pitchers, but it's easy enough to print either the two pitching staffs on one page or to print one team on one page. This series is tied at 1, and we head across town to the Brooklyn home stadium. I believe it's Ebbets Field, and they are going to play the first game of the series with Brooklyn being the home team. Of course, this is an all New York World Series. The Yankees split in the Bronx, and we are headed to game 2. So we'll see who takes the lead here. Let's go through the starting lineups. It's the same for each team. Sturm is leading off for the Yankees. Rolf playing third and hitting second. Tommy Henrich is in right. He is batting third. Joe DiMaggio in center will be the cleanup man. Keller is going to be in left. Charlie Keller. Dickey is the catcher. He is going to be hitting sixth. Joe Gordon, second baseman, hitting seventh. Phil Rizzuto, the shortstop, is hitting eighth. And on the mound is Marius, I believe that's how you say it, Marius or Marius? Marius, I think. Russo. He's a left-handed pitcher. He can go 32 batters for his stamina and 3.42 ERA or FIP, which is the best on the team, I believe. He went 14-10 with 3.09 ERA in 209 innings pitched. So his 3.42 is the best ERA among the pitching staff. He and Spud Chandler, top two pitchers for the Yankees in terms of FIP. For the Dodgers, it'll be Pee Wee Reese leading off this time. He is batting first, playing shortstop. Billy Herman is the second baseman. He's hitting second. Pete Reiser is the center fielder. He'll be batting third. Cleanup man is Joe Medwick, the left fielder. Cookie Lavagetto is at third. Dolph Camilli is at first. He's hitting sixth in this game. Dixie Walker, instead of leading off or up at the top, he's going to be hitting seventh. Mickey Owen is the catcher. He's hitting eighth. And Fitzsimmons, I want to say his name is Fran, but that's not his name. Freddie Fitzsimmons will be pitching 12-6 with a 2.07 ERA, only 80 innings pitched for the Dodgers in 1941. He'll be batting right-handed, pitching right-handed. Stamina is a 27, and he has a 3.70 Sierra, so he'll be pitching out of column 2. All right, let's get this one started. Game number 3 for the 1941 World Series. The Yankees will start this one off against Freddie Fitzsimmons. Fitzsimmons facing Sturm, Rolf, and Henrich to begin this game. 24, again, he's pitching out of the second column, so really the only result here is a 44 for him. So a 24 to a minus 28, that's going to be a strikeout, and that'll be a strikeout swinging as Sturm goes down for out number 1. Brings up Red Rolf. 35 to a minus 8 is going to be another strikeout. So back-to-back Ks for Fitzsimmons. He had just a 5% K percentage. Not a heavy strikeout guy, but getting it done early here. This is going to be a 13 to Tommy Henrich, and that'll be a ground out to the shortstop. Over To first with it is Pee Wee Reese, and that's a 1-2-3 inning for Brooklyn against the Yankees in the top of the first. We go to the bottom of the first. Pee Wee Reese leads it off for the Brooklyn Dodgers against Marius Russo. Reese is a -23, a 22. We have Russo pitching out of this first column, so an 11 or a 34 will be changed. 22 is going to be a double or a triple. If the D9 is an 8, it's a 6. And as it is, that's going to be a 2-bagger. As Pee Wee Reese laces one into right center field, it one-hops the wall, and Reese is going to be on with a leadoff double. Good start for the Dodgers. 14 for Billy Herman. Herman is a 6 batting run, so 14 is going to be a hit by pitch. You can see that this is a 1, and on a 1, batter gets plunked. So we have runners at first and second now with nobody out. Pete Reiser to the plate. 45 to Reiser's going to be a home run chance or a strikeout. If the D9 is an 8, it's a 3. If you can see that okay. It's a 3, and that's going to be a 3-run bomb from Pete Reiser as he rips one into the gap to the opposite field, left center field. And just like that, the Dodgers go up 3-0 on the Yankees. So 3-0, nobody out. Tough start for Russo. He settles down here. He's going to get Medwick on the ground out to short. It will be the shortstop Rizzuto. Wings it over to the first baseman, Sturm. And that's going to be out number 1. So 1 out, 3 already in. 44 to a 10 batting runs is going to be a walk. So more base runners for the Dodgers. Not a lot of speed there from Lavagetto, so we'll leave him there, especially with Dolph Camilli coming up to the plate. 14 to Camilli is going to be a base knock. And we'll go station to station there. So runners at first and second for Dixie Walker. Walker, 25 batting runs. 56 is going to be a walk, and that will load the bases. So Mickey Owen stands in. He's a minus 19 batting runs. A 56 to him is going to be a ground out. That's going to go. It's a ground out to short. So we're going to get the out here. That'll be out number 2. We'll roll against Mickey Owen's speed. If it's a 1-3, he'll be safe, and the run will score from third. If not, if it's a 4 to a 10, then he's going to be out. It's a 4, and that's a double play. 6-4-3. Go the Yankees, and that preserves a run, but Brooklyn scores 3 on the Pete Reiser home run. They almost bat around, and we head to the top of the second. 3-0 Brooklyn over New York. 45 to Joe DiMaggio. It's going to be a home run chance for him as well. It's not an 8, and so Jolton Joe DiMaggio going yard, Joe D, as he hits one to straightaway left field, and that was a no-doubter, and it is now 3-1. 34 to Charlie Keller. 34 is going to be a walk. So he takes the free base. He's going to be down at first for Dickey, the catcher. 26 to a 7 batting runs is going to be a ground out. That goes to shortstop. We'll take the fielder's choice at second, so that'll be out number 1. Let's roll against Dickey's speed. It's a 4. Anything 1-4, he'll be safe at first. It's a 4, and he just speeds out the throw at first. So we're going to go 6-4 on the fielder's choice, and we have a runner at first for Joe Gordon. Runner at first, and nobody out, or 1 out, sorry. 34 to and 18 batting runs is going to be a fly ball or a strikeout. If this is a 6 or greater, it's an 8, and so that's going to be a strikeout. Two down now with the runner at first. Phil Rizzuto to the plate. 56 to a -1 is going to be a ground out. That's right back to the pitcher. Pitcher Fitzsimmons gets it over to first for out number 3. And that's all she wrote. The Yankees do get one back on the Joe DiMaggio home run to left. And it's now 3-1 Brooklyn over New York. Brooklyn sends up the pitcher first. This will be a line out. Possibly. Let's see. He's a -3. So it's actually going to be a line out. And that will go to right back to the pitcher. Nice play from Russo. As he gets his glove up, and that's out number 1. Took a hit away from the pitcher. Brings up Pee Wee Reese. Reese doubled and scored on the Pete Reiser home run back in the first inning. 24 to Reese is going to be a strikeout. This time he gets caught looking, can't pull the trigger, and that's going to be out number 2. So 2 quick outs in the bottom of the second inning for Brooklyn. They send up Billy Herman to the plate. Herman got plunked in his first at bat. And a 56 is going to be a ground out. That goes to second base. No problem at second base for Joe Gordon. He gets it over to first. That's a 1-2-3 inning for New York. And we'll head to the top of the third inning. It is 3-1 Brooklyn. It's the pitcher Russo, and then back to the top of the order with Sturm and Rolfe. 15 to a -7 is going to be a base knock for the pitcher. No speed there. It was generous to give him a 1. So, give him one chance to beat something out. Back to the top of the order. Sturm struck out in his first at bat. A 45 to a -28 is going to be a long single, and that's going to put a runner at third base as that goes down the left field line. Took him a while to get to it, and taking the chance to go to third is Russo. The speed is not very good for Sturm, otherwise he could have turned that into a hustle double. But as it is, got runners at the corners with nobody out. Fitzsimmons in a little bit of hot water here. This is a 16 to a -8. That's going to be a fly out with a runner advance. So deep fly ball out to the warning track in left center field. That's going to score the run from third. That's good for a sac fly. Out to left. That'll be the first out, but it also is going to be an RBI. So coming in from third is the pitcher. It's no home run. It's a sac fly. Going to second base and advancing on the sacrifice fly is the runner at first, Sturm. So all the runners move up one base on the sacrifice fly. And it brings up Tommy Henrich. A 56 to a 31 batting runs is going to be a strikeout. So much needed for Fitzsimmons, as there's a runner at second base with 2 outs now. 1 run already in. It is 3-2 Brooklyn over New York, and New York with a base hit could bring in another run. A 46. It's 44, right? So 46 is going to be a fly ball. That goes out to left field. That's a little lazy fly ball into medium left field, and that will be out number 3. But the Yankees, for the second straight inning, put up another run. It's 3-2 Brooklyn over New York in this Game 3 of the 1941 World Series. It'll be Pete Reiser, Joe Medwick, and Cookie Lavagetto. Reiser with a 3-run home run in his first at bat. He's going to hit a single here. He's 2 for 2, having a good game. Reiser is a 6. You know, let's go ahead and push the envelope. We'll try to get him into scoring position. A 1-6. He's going to steal the base. Oh, and it's an 8 as Dickey throws him out at second base. That'll be out number 1. Joe Medwick to the plate. He grounded out to short in his first at bat. A 46 is going to be a line out or a pop up. It's a 6. So that's going to be a line drive, and that is a liner to center. Coming in hard is Joe DiMaggio, and he'll make the play right above his shoelaces, and that's out number 2. Brings up Cookie Lavagetto. Lavagetto walked in his first at bat was stranded at third base on the Mickey Owen inning-ending double play. 45 is to a 10 is going to be a long single with just a 5 speed. He is going to stay at second base, takes a big turn, but he gets back, scampers back. Brings up Dolph Camilli. Camilli, a really nice hitter. 45 to a 49 is going to be a home run chance. This is a 5, and that means Dolph Camilli adds to the lead. It's now 5-2 as he cranks a 2-run shot to straightaway center field. That will score Lavagetto from first, who trots home. Gives Camilli a high five as he crosses home plate. And 2 big multi-run home runs from Reiser and Camilli, the 2 big boppers for the Dodgers, have put them up 5-2. Got Dixie Walker coming up. He walked in his first at bat. There's 2 down, and Russo still in the game. A 15 to a 25 is going to be a ground out. That's right back to the pitcher. Sort of jogs over to first, underhands it to first, and that's going to be the 3rd out, but not before Brooklyn puts 2 more on the board. It's 5-2, Brooklyn over New York in this game 3 of the series. We go to the top of the 4th inning. It'll be Charlie Keller, Dickey, and Gordon. Forget Dickey's name. Bill Dickey. Charlie Keller walked in his first at bat. 56 is going to be a strikeout, and that strikeout is swinging. The 5th strikeout of the day for Fitzsimmons, pitching well. Brings up Bill Dickey. A 46 to Dickey is going to be a fly ball. That goes out to right field, right down the line. Ranging over to make the play is Dixie Walker, and he'll make it right before he runs out of play, and that will bring up Joe Gordon, second baseman. He struck out in his first at bat. 36 to an 18 is going to be another fly ball. This out to left center field. The left fielder is going to make the play, and that's going to be a 3-up, 3-down inning for Brooklyn against New York. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's 5-2 Brooklyn, and Mickey Owen, the pitcher Fitzsimmons, and Pee Wee Reese for the Dodgers. 15 to a -19 is going to be a ground ball, and that goes to second base. Over to first with it is a second baseman, Gordon, and that'll be out number 1. Pitcher stands in. This is Freddie Fitzsimmons. This will be a fly ball. That goes out to straightaway right field, deep, but playable, and that's going to be out number 2. He gave it a ride, but not far enough, and that's going to bring up Pee Wee Reese. Reese 1 for 2 with a double. 34 is going to be a fly out, and that goes to left center field. Making the play in left center field is going to be Keller. That's out number 3. A 3-up, 3-down inning. Good answer for New York. As they are down 5-2 heading into the top of the 5th, it'll be Phil Rizzuto, the pitcher Russo, and Sturm. Back to the top of the order with Sturm. 14 to Rizzuto is going to be a walk, as Fitzsimmons, his second walk of the day, he walks the leadoff man, and that's going to bring up the pitcher Russo. Russo, 1 for 1. We're going to let him hit away here. A 55 is going to be a line drive, I think. Let's see, 55. It'll be a line out, and that's a line drive right to the third baseman. He hit it hard, but right to the third baseman, Lavagetto. He makes the catch, looks the runner back to first. Rizzuto scampers back to the bag, and we have 1 out now with a runner at first base. It's Sturm, the first baseman, against Fitzsimmons. A 12 is going to be a little tapper. That is out to short. The only play is going to be to first. So we go 6-3 on the putout. That's Pee Wee Reese to first base, as he makes a nice throw on the run, and that's going to move up the runner to second base on the fielder's choice. So a runner in scoring position now for Red Rolfe, the third baseman, A 23 is going to be a ground out with an error check. That's a ground out to Pee Wee Reese. Reese is a plus defender, and he'll make the play over to first base. Nice couple of plays by Pee Wee Reese. That quells the threat and keeps the score at 5-2, Brooklyn over New York. For the Dodgers, it'll be the top of the order, Billy Herman, Pete Reiser, and Joe Medwick in the bottom of the 5th inning. They're still facing off against Marius Russo. A 24 to a 6 batting runs is going to be a strikeout. So out number 1 in the inning. That's only 2 Ks in the day for Russo. 35 to Pete Reiser is going to be a hit by pitch or a walk. That's a walk. He's been on base all 3 times. He's 2 for 2. A home run, a single, and a walk with 3 RBIs. Excellent day for Pete Reiser. Reiser at first base. Joe Medwick stands in. He's 0 for 2. He's flied out and grounded out today. He's got a 13. 13 is going to be another ground out. This time right back to the pitcher. We're going to make the play as he turns and guns it to second base for the first out. And let's roll against his speed, which is a 5. So 1 to 5, he'll be safe at first. And he's safe at first. Actually, a 10. I should call that out. Sorry about that. So we'll go 1-6-3 on the put out. He should have been out. It was a 10. I always forget. I try to put the running on a 1 to 9 system, but it should be on a 1 to 10. I always forget that. So that's going to be the second and third outs. So messed that one up, but an inning-ending double play for the pitcher. Nice play from the mound, and that's going to be all for the Dodgers in the 5th. We go to the top of the 6th. It's 5-2. Henrik, DiMaggio, and Keller against Freddie Fitzsimmons. Fitzsimmons pitching well in this one. He's given up a home run. A home run to Joe DiMaggio and a sacrifice fly. That's all he's given up in this game. It's got a 14 to Joe DiMaggio, and that's going to be a single right up the middle. And Joe DiMaggio is now, or I'm sorry, Henrik. That's Tommy Henrik. He's 1 for 3. Now DiMaggio's up. He's 1 for 2. He's got a home run and a fly out. 46 is going to be another fly ball. This one out to right center field. Ranging over is the center fielder, and Reiser is going to make the catch for out number 1. Henrik will stay at first. Brings up Charlie Keller. Keller 0 for 1. He's got a walk and a strikeout. He's going to add a ground out here. Let's check the error. It's a 3. And the pitcher is always a plus. Always give the pitcher a plus. Most pitchers are going to be a plus. Fitzsimmons is a plus, so not a big deal there. So he's going to make the play. No error on the play. And he's going to go to second as he turns and fires to second. And let's check the double play. 1 to 5, he'll be safe. It's a 1, and he beats out the throw. Kind of a slow developing play there. So he'll be 1-6 on the fielder's choice. That's going to be 2 outs with a runner at first base. And it's Bill Dickey to the plate. Dickey 0 for 2. 15 to a 7 is going to be a base knock, and that's past the first baseman into right field. Going to third base on the single with 2 outs is going to be Keller as he goes first to third, and that brings up Joe Gordon. Gordon 0 for 2, but a chance to cut into the Dodger lead here. 56 is going to be a walk, and that's going to load the bases. So some hot water here for Fitzsimmons, trying to gut his way through this 6th inning. Brings up Phil Rizzuto. Rizzuto 0 for 1. It's got a ground out and a walk. 34 to a -1 is going to be a single with an error check. So it's a single to right field. The right fielder is Dixie Walker. He's a plus. Oh, but it's an error. It's a single plus an error. So we have a single, and then he's going to go E9. And what a play, as that's going to score this run. It's going to score this run. This guy goes to third, And on the error, he's going to come home. So that's a 3-run. Ooh. So he's going to come home on the E9. He comes home on the single. And that's going to be 2 RBIs. Not going to get an RBI for the error. But he does have a 2 RBI single. He advances into scoring position. 3 runs are in, and all of a sudden we are tied at 5. What a play on the single to right field. Russo going to stay in the game. A 34 to him is going to be a single with an error check. This is to left field. The left fielder is Joe Medwick. He's a minus defender, but he does make the play there. So that's going to be a base knock and an RBI as the Yankees take the lead on the RBI single from Russo, the pitcher. Russo now 2 for 3. That brings up Sturm. Sturm of 15. 15 is going to be a ground out. That goes to second base. And that'll end the inning. But all with 2 outs, they score 4 runs, and all of a sudden the Yankees have a 6-5 lead with a big 6th inning. It will be Lavagetto, Camilli, and Walker for Brooklyn in the bottom of the 6th. And this one just got real tight, real fast. This is a fly ball into right center field. We're going to check Henrik. He is a minus defender, so is there an error? There is not. And that will be a fly out to the right fielder for out number 1. Brings up Dolph Camilli. Camilli 2 for 2 with a homer and a single. He's going to fly out to deep left field here. The park is going to hold it, but and that's the second out of the inning for the Dodgers. Brings up Dixie Walker. Walker 0 for 1 with a walk. He's going to ground out to short here. The shortstop is Rizzuto. Rizzuto, a plus defender, makes the play and gets it over to first base for the 3rd out. So 1-2-3 shutdown inning for the Yankees. As we head to the top of the 7th inning, it is New York 6, Brooklyn 5, and we are going to get a new pitcher for the Dodgers. New pitcher for the Dodgers is going to be Newt Kimball. Right-hander, can go 15. Batters a 3.69 FIP. He's replacing Fitzsimmons, who got the start in this one. Fitzsimmons goes 6 innings, gives up 7 hits and 6 runs. Only 5 of those were earned. 3 walks and 5 strikeouts. The Yankees have a 6-5 lead in this one after a big 4-run 6th inning here, capped off by the single, RBI single from the pitcher Russo. The Yankees will send up Rolf, Henrik, and DiMaggio to the plate against Kimball. 34 to a -8 is going to be a base knock with an error check. So that's a base hit to left field. The left fielder is Joe Medwick, and he's going to make the play on the single. But leadoff man is aboard for the Yankees as Rolf stands at first. Average speed, just a 5. Brings up Henrik. Henrik is 1 for 3. A 12 is going to be a ground out to the first baseman. This is going to advance. The runner, though, as the first baseman, that's Camilli. He dives and makes a nice play. His only play is to first, so he's going to run it over to first. The base runner makes it to second base, and Joe DiMaggio stands in with the runner in scoring position. 16 is going to be a fly out. This is deep and hit to deep left center field. Making the catch right up against the wall is the center fielder, Riser. Advancing to third on the F8 is going to be the runner. So we have a runner at third now. 2 down for Charlie Keller. Keller is 0 for 2. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. 12 is going to be a ground out. This goes to short. No problem at shortstop for Pee Wee Reese as he gets it over to first. And the Yankees strand a runner at third base in the 7th. Good job by Kimball getting out of that. And we go to the bottom of the 7th. Brooklyn is down 6-5, and they'll be sending up the bottom of the order. 35 to Owen. So our guy here, Russo, can go 32. He's not even to 27 yet, so he's doing okay. He's pitching out of column number 1. 35 to a -19 is going to be a strikeout. Out number 1. Brooklyn looking for some offense. We have Kimball here. I'm going to leave him in the game. So he is, let's see what his batting is like. He's actually decent. He's a -1. +1. Kimball is a right-handed batter. So a 12 is going to be a ground ball. That goes to first base. Getting it to the pitcher covering is going to be the first baseman Sturm, and that'll be out number 2. So we head to the top of the order. It'll be Pee Wee Reese to the plate. This is going to be a ground ball. That goes to the shortstop. We're checking Phil Rizzuto there. He's a plus defender. He's excellent. And he's going to make the play there as he goes 6-3 on the putout. That's a 1-2-3 inning for Russo and the Yankees as they are shutting down Brooklyn. Brooklyn hasn't scored since the 3rd inning. They are within 1 run, but problem is they're down the 1 run. So it's 6-5 Yankees as we go to the top of the 8th inning. It will be Dickie, Gordon, and Rizzuto, bottom of the order for the Yankees coming up. 24 is going to be a strikeout as Kimball gets Dickie looking. Dickie's first strikeout of the game, and it's also Kimball's first strikeout. Brings up Joe Gordon. Gordon is 0 for 2. He had a walk in his last at bat and came around on the big single plus error for Rizzuto. 34 to Gordon, who is an 18 batting runs. That's going to be a flyout or a strikeout. It's a 1 on the D9, so that's going to be a flyout, and we'll call that to right field, straightaway right field. Making the play in right field is Dixie Walker, and that's a couple of outs here in the top of the 8th inning. Brings up Phil Rizzuto. Rizzuto is going to strike out, and that's going to be a strikeout swinging as bookend strikeouts in this one in the 8th, and Brooklyn gets a chance here in the bottom of the 8th inning. They're down 1 run. They are still facing off against Russo, who is still not to his stamina yet, so still pitching out of this first column, and he has shut down the Brooklyn offense since the 3rd inning. A 23 is going to be a ground out. That's right back to the pitcher. The pitcher, Russo, is a plus fielder, and he's going to make the play over to first. That will get Billy Herman on the 1-3 putout. As we have 1 down now in the the bottom of the 8th inning. Pete Reiser to the plate. Reiser with 2 for 2 day. He's got 3 RBIs on a 3-run homer in the first, and a 55 is going to be a pop-up. Yeah, pop-up to the pitcher. We'll call that to the 3rd baseman as he calls off the pitcher, and that's a P5 on the putout. 2 down in the inning, and Joe Medwick to the plate. This is a ground ball to 3rd. The 3rd baseman is Red Rolfe. He's a plus defender, so only a 1 is an error. You can see that came into play there. As he knocks it down, he makes the play to first base, and that's another 1-2-3 inning for Russo and the Yankees, as the Brooklyn offense just hasn't been able to get anything going since the first couple of innings. We head to the top of the 9th inning. We're gonna leave Kimball in there. He's done a good job. He's facing off against Russo, who's gonna head back out to the 9th inning for the complete game. 22 to a -7 is going to be a double or a triple. That's actually a double over the left fielder's head, and it's going to roll, well, get stuck at the wall, I guess. 3 for 4 day for Russo as well as being the winning pitcher of record. He's standing in second base for Sturm. Sturm is a -28. That's going to be a ground out to the second baseman. That will advance the runner to third on the fielder's choice. So runner at third now for Red Rolf, trying to add to the lead. The Yankees lead by 1. Rolf can't do it as he strikes out. And that's going to be out number 2. And maybe Tommy Henrik will come up with a clutch hit to bring that run home. A 15 to a 31 is going to be a ground out. That goes to shortstop. The shortstop is Reese. Reese over to first, and an excellent job after a leadoff double of stranding the runner by Newt Kimball, who comes in and pitches very admirably. Pitches 3 innings with no runs given up. Is at least keeping the Dodgers in the game as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Brooklyn is down by 1, 6-5 to the Yankees, and they send up Lavagetto, Camilli, and Walker. That's 3 pretty good hitters coming to the plate for the Dodgers. 35, they're facing off against Marius Russo, who's trying to complete this game. Lavagetto is a 10 batting runs. He's already 1 for 2 on the day. A 34 to a 10 is going to be a fly out. Actually, that's a strikeout. K6 is going to be a strikeout, so he strikes out for out number 1. Brings up Dolph Camilli. Camilli 2 for 3 with a homer and a single. A 15 is going to be a ground ball. And that's right back to the pitcher. Pitcher's making some good plays here in this game. Turning double plays, good fielding. And that's going to go to Dixie Walker. Dixie Walker, last hope for Brooklyn, and he is going to strike out. So down goes Dixie Walker, and down go the Dodgers as they lose this one. 6-5. They had a stranglehold on the lead until a disastrous 6th inning where they gave up 3 runs, and then there was a single with an error that brought in 2 runs, and then a run came home on the single. It was, it was pretty bad. So that sinks the Dodgers. Let's go ahead and, the Yankees are going to take a 2-1 lead in this series. So let me go ahead and get the totals. All right, and we are back with the totals. New York wins this one 6-5 on a big 6th inning for New York. 6 runs on 9 hits, no errors. For the Dodgers, it's 5 runs on 6 hits and 1 very, very costly error. As we had the single with an E9 here when Rizzuto was at bat. The single brought in 2 runs. The E9 brought in a 3rd. And then we had an RBI single followed. Russo follows with an RBI single after that. And that gives them the big 4-run 6. They were down 5-2 at that point, but take a 6-4 lead. For the Yankees, best player here was Russo. Best player on the field today was Russo, as he's going to get our player of the game. He goes 9 innings, gives up 6 hits, 5 runs, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts. He went 3 for 4 at the plate with a hit and an RBI. He had a couple singles and a double, and hit it hard to third and lined out as well. For the Dodgers, it is Freddie Fitzsimmons who's going to take the loss. Sorry about that. Russo gets the win. Fitzsimmons takes the loss. 6 innings, 7 hits, 6 runs, but only 5 are earned. 3 walks and 5 Ks. Newt Kimball comes in right after him, pitches 3 strong innings, gives up only 2 hits and no walks and 3 strikeouts. For the Dodgers, Pete Reiser has a nice game, 2 for 3 with a 3-run homer. He was caught stealing once. Camilli was 2 for 4 with a couple of RBIs. He had a single and a 2-run homer. And other than that, bat's pretty quiet for the Brooklyn Dodgers. So that is it for this Game 3 as Russo leads the Yankees to a Game 3 win. They take a 2-1 series lead, and Game 4 will be coming from Brooklyn soon. This is played with the 1941 set for On Base Baseball. You can pick that up at clarkandaddisongaming.com. And if you click on the baseball link at the very top of the page, if you're on a desktop, that will take you to all of the baseball seasons that are available. You can download this 1941 season free, play out this World Series, or play through an entire season if you want to. however you want to do it, it's yours to download for free. All you have to do is click download or add to cart, and then you can get the game. You'll get all the files that you need, including this game engine chart, which has been contextualized for the 1940s era. You'll get 2 different kinds of score sheets. This one is by bat, but there's an inning by inning one as well. You'll also get all of the player cards. You'll get all of the player roster sheets, and then the game guide that comes with the game as well. So feel free to check it out. If you've never played on-base baseball, this is an excellent time to give it a try. It's the first time I'm releasing an entire season for free. There's another free season there as well. You can get the 2023 projected roster sheets for free. And that is the projections for the 2023 season. So before it began, we also have the 2023 season available for purchase as well, just $20. Get you the entire season. And again, you get all players carded. You get all of the roster sheets. You get everything you see here, plus a modern game engine chart that you can use to play with. So that is free as well. So you won't be using the final statistics from 2023 with the projected roster sheet, but you can use the projected ones to see how that goes. In fact, the 2024 season projected roster sheets are available right now, and you can pick those up and begin playing. I've started a small little project I'm going to try to do it for the whole season, where I'm using what I call the game simulation chart, which you can also find in the free section at clarkandaddisongaming.com. It is a chart that allows you to take 2 different winning percentages on a grid and be able to cross-reference those, roll against that number, and then you'll be able to find a winner. Like, it's basically a roll and get a winner sort of simulation chart. If you don't want to simulate, or if you don't want to play out every single game, you can use that to simulate all the other games, or however many games you want to do. So I've started doing that for this 2024 season. I'm on like day number 3 at this point, but just trying to go through and see how accurate, number 1, the simulation chart is, and number 2, can we get to some accuracy with what happens in the season, or how like over the top is the season compared to sort of projections, or how it should be for each of the teams. So you can use the projected Pythagorean, what do you call them? The Pythagorean winning percentage, I guess it is. The win-loss percentage based on the Pythagorean theorem of runs scored and runs prevented. I guess, is that how you say it? Runs scored and runs prevent. I guess it's runs prevented. Basically, how many did you score and how many did you allow? Runs allowed. That's what it is. So, but that gives you a winning percentage, and I think they project those things out. I'll just have to go and look and see. I was using the winning percentages from last season as a start to this year, but it probably makes a lot more sense to use any projected winning percentages for the year for each team. That way, you know, it's best guess, and you see how the teams perform. Once you get like a week into the season, you get 4 or 5 games in, you should probably switch over to whatever their winning percentage is in that season itself. That way you it allows the teams to perform in a way that they should, but then once they get into a few games, maybe 5, 7 games, something like that, they should be standing on their own 2 feet with whatever that season is. I find that the simulation does a great job of simulating actual wins and losses. One thing it doesn't do very well is, let's say let's say the Marlins are the worst team in the National League and the Yankees are the best. You might go 0 for 3 against the Marlins, which probably wouldn't happen in real life, but you might go 4-0 against a better team that maybe you went 1-3 against in real life. So it doesn't have a lot of, the dice don't know who's playing necessarily other than their records. But I find that generally there are a few outliers like that, but generally it does a really good job of projecting even against teams that, you were 500 against in the regular season. You'll probably be that way. And beating the teams that you should beat and not beating the teams that you shouldn't beat. So it does actually a pretty good job of that. But you'll see some surprises, and maybe you'll be like, oh, they didn't do very good against that team. But maybe they've done better against another team that they didn't do well against. So overall, though, the win-loss percentages, as I've done in the past, just kind of going through an entire season of 162 games and just doing that for each game, the win-loss percentages are actually quite good. So I have been impressed by that enough that I released it, and I advocate for that if you want to have a simulation. So again, you can find that at clarkandaddisongaming.com. If you click on baseball, or you click on the big green button that says shop all games, and then on the left side you'll see a free category. You can click on the free, and it'll be in all those free resources and games that I have in that section. Okay, I think that's it from here. The next game will be game number 4. It will be New York at Brooklyn. This is an all New York World Series from 1941. The Yankees have a 2-1 lead in this one, and game 4 will be next. If you haven't subscribed, click subscribe. If you like this video, click on the little thumbs up. Super easy way to support what I'm doing here. And if you're interested in the 1941 season or on-base baseball, go to clarkandaddisongaming.com. Download this season for free. Play it all out. Check the game out. Every season plays similarly, even though the game engine charts and all of the game results that are on the cards themselves are a little bit different for each season because they're contextualized by decade. So a player in 1941 is going to behave and have different results than a player from 2021. But both are available. You can pick up those sets at clarkandaddisongaming.com. You can also join the Facebook group. If you go to Facebook and type in Clark and Addison Gaming Company, you'll be able to find our group. And you can just answer a few questions and join in to the group. It's private, so there's no spamming or anything like that in there. And you can ask any questions you have. You can post any of your replays. You'll get updates and news generally before anybody else does. You can also see a little bit of behind the scenes as I'm working on new games. I have football, basketball, and baseball at this point, with other games sort of always on the back burner and in the works, so you can stay up to date on those. All right, I think that's it from here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.